So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. Winter has returned with a vengeance. It is very cold and very snowy. I'm gonna start things off. I gotta plow the driveway. I got a delivery coming here in a little bit, so we'll get that taken care of right now. I had the tractor warming up for about a half hour or so. I don't know what the temperature is, maybe 12 or 15 degrees, I'm not sure. I am so ready for spring. Yesterday, Levi sent a video from down by his house of 2 buck. They were both pretty decent. Both of them still had both sides, which I was kind of surprised. I know a lot of guys are shed hunting this time of year, but around here, a lot of them seem to still have them. I got all the plowing done, and it's turning out to be a pretty nice day. It is a balmy 18 degrees, but right now we need to get on the road, and I think I'm going to go buy something that I have been looking for the longest time. If you remember, last summer, I guess it was late last summer, I bought a kiln. It was a eye-dry kiln. It's the Air, and I've been going back and forth on what the building was going to look like for this kiln. Now these things are made, I mean, they're just perfect for a 20-foot shipping container, but I don't want to load in the end of the shipping container, so I needed one with full side access, okay? And those are really hard to come by. You will see ads for those on Facebook Marketplace, and then you call the company. You know, they'll have pictures of them, but they don't really have them. They say they have them, but they don't have them. Or they do like in Colorado or something like that. So I got off of the shipping container kick, and I thought, you know what? I'll just build a little building behind our building. Problem with that is, it's not going to stay there forever, because we're going to be building another building just for all wood-related stuff, and I would want the kiln near it. So, with that being said, things were kind of in limbo. And then the other day, Bill, the log truck driver, he was here with a load of logs, and I got to talking to him, and then he texted me a link to a 20-foot shipping container with full side entry, and it's only 25 minutes from the house. So, we're going to go look at it, and if it works out, we're going to buy it today. I won't take delivery for probably a couple weeks once the weather sorts out a little bit. I mean, we're getting close to March, you know? You'd think things would start to straighten out soon. But this shipping container, what's nice about it is I can go ahead and set it up behind the building, and then when we build another building, it can all be moved. Instead of building a designated building just for the kiln, I can move the whole thing to another location, and that's perfect. So they're not cheap, but they're hard to come by. They're pretty elusive. The iDry Air that I bought, it should be perfect for my needs. We'll be using it to dry both lumber and firewood both, and it's a pretty slick setup. I do a lot of research on stuff before I pony up a bunch of cash, and you know, I don't need something to do thousands and thousands of board feet of lumber, but I wanted something to do both, like 4/4, maybe some 8/4, cherry, maple, walnut, oak, that kind of stuff, and something that would dry firewood as well. And I think this is going to be perfect for that. I'm really excited. It's funny, you know, you get all excited about something. I bought the kiln, and it just kind of got put on the back burner. Not intentionally, just things weren't working out. But with this shipping container, this is going to work out really well. And you don't even need to pour a slab. I would like to pour a slab underneath of it, but you can just set this thing down, cut a hole in the one end, frame it up. The kiln bolts right to it, and then there are a couple support legs underneath of it, and run power to it. Now, I have to keep it, I think, probably about 150 feet or less from the panel on the building for the electrical requirements. And really, it's going to be 40 feet from my panel. The panel's on the back side of the door, back side of the building, so it's going to be real close there. So it's going to work out perfect if we get this thing bought today. Oh, the other thing, with the shipping container, I will just have our local insulation company come spray foam insulate the whole interior. That will be perfect. And yeah, I don't know what that'll cost. 20-foot shipping container, I don't think it'll be too much. It's not like you're doing a whole big building or anything like that. There's the old elementary school that I went to as a kid. Really nothing wrong with it, but they built a new school. It's old, but they're going to tear that one down. And the new school that they built is already not big enough because so many people moved to this area. So I don't understand all that stuff, but that school had been there for a long time. They did several upgrades over the years. Then they built this big fancy school. Well, not really that big, just real fancy. And all the kids started going there, but they're out of room there. And they're going to tear this one down and keep the property. But that used to be a high school. My mom and dad both went there as children. Then they added on to it and made it bigger. And then I went to elementary school there, which is where our kids went as well. And that is all coming to an end. They're going to tear it down. All right, I pulled in here to this place, and I'll be honest with you, I couldn't write the check quick enough. It is absolutely perfect. I think it's brand new. I do. If anything, it may have been one-time use, but I think it's brand new. Let me show you what I bought here. All right, so this is what I bought. It's a 20-footer, full side entry on this side. This door opens on this side, and these things are heavy duty. 60,000 pounds. So you can put 60,000 pounds in there and pick this up from the four corners, pick it up from the forks. Very heavy. In other words, you can bridge this. You don't have to set it on a slab. Just talk to the owner, and you know, you could do a couple piers. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, it's going to work out absolutely perfect for what I need. The other side is just a solid wall. That's the side that the kiln will bolt to. Going to be perfect. You can see this side here. It's a lot of steel. So this place is called Dear John Rental. It's about a half hour from my house. I'll put their phone number or a link in the description. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but they have shipping containers, office trailers, all kind of stuff here. And I just talked to the owner. I was sitting here looking at this one I bought, and he said those side door entries are very, very hard to come by, which I know that to be true. I've looked for them for a long time, but they're the ticket. Because with a regular shipping container, you're taking everything in that one end, you put something in the back, and then you need it out first. It just doesn't work very well. You know, you like that side entry. Now, he did say the 40-footers, they can be a little bit quirky when you're opening those side doors. Trying to open that whole thing up might get a little bit wonky, maybe. I don't know, but he said the 20-footers work flawlessly. The 40-footers, I think you would want to make sure you have them on a good foundation. All right, we're on our way back to the house, but we're going to take this opportunity to show you something. It's pretty cool. I have never been here before, but this is Old Stonewall. You see all the big rocks they got stacked up here? This is like a golf course and a restaurant. And like I said, this is a half hour from my house, and I have never been here. Not on this road, not to Old Stonewall, Shakespeare's restaurant and pub. But we're gonna take a ride through here. It's like an old castle is what it looks like. You know how much I like rock, right? This is like, there's rock as far as the eye can see. This is right up my alley. I got some cedar trees right there. It's like I'm in another part of the country. Look at that boulders. I gotta figure out the history on this place. Boulders, boulders, and more boulders. There's the golf course there, but there are boulder walls. They go on, just, they're everywhere. More boulders. So all these boulders here, it appears to be limestone. It's all weathered, but limestone can vary in thickness in this part of the country. I have drilled and shot a lot of this stuff. It's only a couple feet thick, this seam right here. And a lot of times when you find it like this, you'll have a thin seam of limestone, big goonies like this, and there's like mud all around them. It was a nightmare to drill and shoot this stuff because it's only like 3-4 feet thick, and it's just like in a layer of mud, and you would have all these boulders. So when you would blast it, you don't really break the boulders. All you do is just kind of displace everything. This stuff probably came from not too far from here years ago. I don't know when, but this little camera doesn't do this justice. Way up on the hill, all boulders stacked up like you have right here. Who knows? This might even been, this could have been an old mine or something at some point. I don't know what the backstory is on Old Stonewall. I'll have to look that up, see what I can figure out. I think it's a private club. I'm not a golf club kind of guy, but they got rocks everywhere. So they got, that's a good selling point. Look at the boulders. More boulders than you could shake a stick at. Everywhere. Tell you what, if things go south, this would be the place to be right here in a zombie apocalypse or something. Yeah, I think those are cedar trees. They are cedar. Boy, I need to get out more, you know? Like I said, half hour from my house. Never been here. I don't know if you can see that. Thousands and thousands of Christmas trees. This is just part of it. All right, I just got back to the house. I have to fulfill a promise that I made. Man, is it windy? Windy and cold. Archie! Come on, let's go. Pipe, you want to go or stay? Let's go. Come on, Archie, Axe. Let's go. Go, 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 go. These guys need to burn off some energy. Look at Piper go. Let's go. Let's go. Piper! Piper! Let's go! I don't know if Archie's behaving or he just doesn't want to get too far out ahead. He runs out about 50 yards and stops and makes sure I'm still coming. Piper, she just does whatever she wants. The dogs don't see them, but there's a whole bunch of deer down there. They're running down the bottom of that valley. Our dogs don't bother the deer too much. They're just kind of used to them. Come on, Arch. Axel. Come on, Pipe. Axel! All right, heading back to the house. So it's now later in the evening. Matter of fact, it's 9:15, just about my bedtime. But I have been working over in the garage on a nice little project. You'll see that in a video probably this weekend. I'm building a really nice little woodshed. It's coming out beautifully, and that will be used down at the cabin. I will place that on the patio behind the cabin, and I made it pretty stout, you know, because not only is it going to be sitting outside, but I have to transport it on a trailer about 2.5 hours to get down there. What I figure, I'll load the mini skid up and the woodshed to be able to unload it, place it on the patio. So I want to make it pretty strong just so it didn't blow apart all over the highway on the way down, but I definitely don't have to worry about that. And the nice part is I got about 50 bucks wrapped up into it just for the screws. I sawed everything on the mill. I built it mostly out of red pine and then white oak stringers underneath of it. What I'll probably do is just take it down and put it underneath the pavilion, let it dry for a couple months, then I'll stain it with a nice oil-based stain and then haul it down to the cabin. But anyway, that shipping container today, absolutely perfect. Now that thing wasn't cheap, but those side door entry ones are hard to come by, and it is perfect for the iDry kiln. It's funny how things work out. You know, when I first got the kiln, I was looking for one of those containers and I couldn't find one. Like I said before, these companies, you'll see them on Facebook Marketplace, exactly the one you want. And then you realize it's the same picture that everybody's using. And they just try to bait you in because they know everybody wants one of them. And you contact them. Next thing you know, you're getting emails. You know, we find you a container in Denver, Colorado or something. It's a whole thing. So it was nice to find a place local like that that has them. And like I said, Dear John, I'm not affiliated with him at all. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in something like that. But I did a little bit more research on that old Stonewall golf club. I can't believe I didn't know any of this, being that it's only a half hour from my house. But here it opened in June of 1999. I thought it was older than that. It's a 7,100 yard golf course. Golf Magazine recognized it among the top 10 new courses in 1999. Golf Digest has consistently ranked it as the #1 public course in Pennsylvania. So it is public. I thought it was private. I think you can still get like a membership there, but I guess it's a public course. And it's included in America's 100 greatest public courses. More importantly than all that, the boulders all over the place came from a quarry 11 miles away. I think that quarry has since closed. They're probably out of stone by now. But it was a Medusa, I think it was called Medusa Aggregates. And they figure 750,000 tons of stone is what they hauled in there. So 750,000, let's figure that out. This is according to ChatGPT, okay? So 750,000 divided by 22.5 per triaxle load. 33,000 loads? That's what ChatGPT says. I don't know if it's, there's a lot of rock there. That may be right. So say even back in 99, they got it for $350 a load. It's $11 million in stone. Let's do that again. 750,000 divided by 22.5, 33,000 loads times 350, $11,666,000 worth of stone. I don't think that's right. I don't know, because the golf course sold later on for $15 million. So somebody lost a lot of money if they spent $11 million on stone. You got to watch that ChatGPT. I know it's a lot of rock. I don't know how much it is, but yeah, it says 750,000 tons of stone were incorporated into the design, lining tee boxes, cart paths, water hazards. They're all over the place. It has a 33,000 square foot clubhouse designed to resemble a 16th century castle. It does look like a castle. The clubhouse boasts 12-foot high, 800-pound solid oak doors, suits of armor imported from Toledo, Spain. Huh. I should get down there sometime. I used to be a golfer, actually. A lot of my friends, they still play. They're really into it. And I enjoyed golf. I was actually pretty decent for as much as I played, which wasn't that often. But every time I would go golfing, I just started to feel like there were other things that I could be doing, should be doing, or rather be doing, you know? And it was at that point I hung up the golf clubs. I may start playing again one day. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, we used to go before work. This is the way to do it. We'd go play 9 holes at a local golf course. And we would just walk 9 holes. We would go out at daylight, just as the sun was starting to come up. Sometimes you're hitting right into the fog, and we would walk 9 holes in the summer and be done by like 7 a.m. That was the way to do it. This idea of going out at 8 in the morning and coming back at 4 in the afternoon, that wasn't for me. So, and then we would just pay whenever we were done, you know, because no one was there when we started, just the guys cutting the greens and stuff. But I kind of enjoyed that. I did. But anyway, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, fire starter will be available. I gotta look at my calendar here. I've been getting a bunch of emails from people about it. This weekend is the 22nd. So it'll be March 1st. We will have fire starter available again. And we're going to be doing the golden ticket. I mentioned that before. We'll have 4 golden tickets, and they will be randomly placed in packages. And the winners, whenever you get your order of fire starter, if you have the golden ticket, it will have instructions on it. Pretty simple. You just email us with the code on the golden ticket, and you'll win a box of 5 bags of fire starter. So my camera shut off. It got too hot, probably from sitting in front of this wood stove. So I'm not sure what all you heard, but the golden ticket winners will get a box of 5 bags of fire starter, a hat, license plate, some stickers, maybe a few other things. So that will be coming up on March 1st. Sign up for our newsletter, outdoorswiththemorgans.com. There will be a pop-up that comes up. Enter your email. Appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.